okay. Or, I have 4 kids.
Okay. There we go. What's going on, guys? Adjusting a couple things real quick. How's it going? You guys can see the screen, right? Just let me know. Last time it was like really weird. Sweet. How's everybody doing today? But by the way, I already did like cover this a while ago, but this was like before the breakup. But just everything that Kyra says in this video is just like wow, because this was early June 2021. So it's like, half a year before they broke up. In the time that she said that, she was having issues with Oscar. So this is just weird to come back and see this stuff. Just wow. Hey guys. Oh man. Okay. Just give it a second and we'll start this. Get a drink. All right. Let's do this. Sub Chronic. Yeah, like I said, so this was posted in June 2021, 6 months or whatever before they broke up, in the time that Kyra was thinking about leaving Oscar or considering leaving him or just not liking him at the time, whatever excuse she has, you know what I mean? So it's just insane the things that she says. This is how we know that she's a liar and that she just made up things as she went along, because she says stuff like this. Just like I think it was October, she posted on TikTok about like not screwing up. She was like living her like best life that her younger self want to live or whatever, and not to mess that up. It was months before, and she did that. All right, let's do this.
Okay, so first and foremost, disclaimer. I have always struggled with friendships. I don't really.
Yeah, we know. We know she struggles with friendships because, I mean, Kyla, Alyssa, Karen, Hannah. Duh.
It took me until out of high school until I felt like I had real friendships. I
Yeah, well, that's because if you watch, you know, her, how her and Oscar met or whatever, she was literally like facilitating Oscar's relationships, with her friends. And and she like got in fights over Oscar with her friends because they were like with him and she wanted to be with him or whatever. She caused all the issues with her friends. So any real relationships outside of high school or after high school was because, you know, maybe those were the ones that stuck around after all our crap.
guess that's not necessarily true. I had like a few friends in high school that were really good friends and that are still my really good friends, but like at the
Again, those are the people that like stuck around with their BS. I mean, how many people, just dealt with Kyra until they couldn't deal with her anymore? Just saying. It happens all the time.
time of high school, I think I didn't really realize how much I enjoyed the friendship. And then when I got older, I appreciate them more. So
That's only because they were just, you know, letting it all slide.
I just want to say that yeah, I am not getting on here with like professional friendship advice. I don't have a group of 85 friends. I've lost friends.
We know, Kyra, that you don't have good like relationship or friendship advice. We know this. She's friends with that Joey, but you don't heard much about her about it. I don't who? I don't even know who.
I mean, everybody has, but you know. Anyways, that's how we're starting this live. So I'm just gonna go through and kind of like say some things, and then if you guys have questions or you have situations you want opinions about or whatever, we can like go from there. That's why I love doing these Topic Tuesdays live, because I feel like that interaction and that like feedback is just necessary to have a productive Topic Tuesday, you know?
Whatever happened to her Topic Tuesdays? Those went off real quick. She only did like a few of them, and then she just stopped. I don't know. Maybe it's because after that point, I think she started the podcast with Hannah, and maybe that's when she kind of shifted gears. But hey, look where that went.
So the first thing I want to say is friendships take work.
Bro, she did not just say that. I remember when I first went, I know she said this, and like I just broke it down, but there wasn't like any real context to it yet. And now there's just like so much more, like so much has happened since this point in time, since like, over a year ago. And it's just like, dude, she she can't say friendships, take work when she doesn't put any work into any of her friendships. That's why she doesn't have any friends. It's either she just ghosts them and doesn't talk to them, and she literally said, maybe it's in this one. I can't even remember. But she said something about how she can like not talk to her friends for like a year or half a year or whatever it was. And then, everything's fine. But that's not how friendships work. I'm not saying you can't be friends. Like I'm friends with people that I rarely talk to. And sure, you can be around them like everything's fine. But like, with Kyra, nothing's fine.
It's like a relationship. It takes effort. You have to provide some sort of value in your friendship.
What value does Kyra provide her friends? Because apparently a lot of them, didn't get much from her. In fact, they were trying to seek out. I think Karen, and I'm going to break this down, but she has a video. Kyra has a video on her personal channel talking about her and Karen's like friendship. Karen's there with her. This is like a few years ago. And they're talking about if they're still like best friends or friends or whatever. And, there was a part where Karen was saying something about how like Kyra never answers back. And so then, Kara's just like, well, that's just me. And Karen says something that about how somebody else had to tell her that that's just who Kyra is. And then she's like, oh, okay. But it's like, why can't you just text somebody back? I don't understand. It's not that hard to engage with people over the phone. Kyra just shouted out, I think it was Alyssa's hairdresser or something like that, or makeup artist or something like that, on her Instagram saying happy birthday. They're not even like friends. They're just like acquaintances and they met through Alyssa. So you're telling me that you can shout out this hairdresser that you don't even really know, that you just kind of know. Your acquaintances, right? She shouts this person out. You can do that, but you can't shout out Alyssa, which is just so funny because I think in this video she says this too, that like comments or like social media engagement doesn't define a friendship, yet it kind of does in her situation because, well, for one, she met Alyssa and Karen and whoever else on social media. So no, I get it. Like you don't have to, I'm not saying that you have to text everybody back right away, blah blah blah, but like if you haven't talked to somebody and they're reaching out to you and then you're not saying anything back, then I mean you're not really friends with them, you know what I mean? And then you can't blame them for not wanting to talk to you back because, guarantee you Kyra's the type to be angry, you know what I mean, that somebody else wouldn't talk to her back. Like, she shouldn't be giving out this friendship advice or talking about like that it takes work and effort for a friendship when she doesn't provide that herself. There's a difference in just doing that and then acting like you know it all, you know?
Want your friend to provide some sort of value for you. And value isn't necessarily like, you know, I don't know, take that word lightly. Like, I'm not saying you need to bring your friend flowers every day or something, but like,
Flowers aren't really valuable. I mean, well, I mean, you can give flowers and it means something. It's a gesture, but like, you know, flowers is just flowers. That's not like putting in work into the friendship. Putting work into a friendship is, you know, being a present friend, not, you know, just giving them flowers. She doesn't have any good examples. Not intending to stick up for anyone, mental illness, health, self-esteem, does janky things. True, but she was just fine here, apparently.
you know, if you want your friend to be there for you, you need to be there for your friend. And don't forget to just not just talk about yourself when you're talking to them. I feel like that's the biggest thing with friendships is like people just talk about just themselves sometimes. It's like, hello. So that's actually something I'm guilty of. I always like relate things.
How is she going to say that? Okay. So how is she going to say that when you're, you know, communicating with your friends, don't just make it about yourself, you know, see, you know, if they want to talk about themselves or what's going on with them. That's what she's saying. But how are you going to say that and then say you have an issue with only talking about yourself? This is what I'm talking, man. That's what I'm talking about, man. She's super confusing.
Back to me, or you know, I have 4 kids, I have a lot to say about my kids and all those things, and I have to remind myself like this is a 2-person conversation, Kyra, which is weird to say out loud.
Again, that's, you know, I understand, you know, when you have kids in a life, that's what you talk about when you're catching up, especially, but you know, you're doing all the talking. I mean, come on, let the other person talk.
Okay, a lot of people are asking if I'm still friends with Alyssa. I see a few comments.
Yeah, that's how you know this is one's a little bit older, just like last year, a year ago, is because they're not friends anymore, and that's been proven. I mean, and here she denies it, but they weren't friends. None of them were friends at this point in time. Karen and Alyssa were not friends with Kyra in this point in time. They were not friends. They were just, they went on with their lives, man.
First of all, I want to say yes. Friendships are a lot different when you get older, and friendships are a lot less. Like in high school, you see your friend every day at school. You text them, you go to your house, you have sleepovers, you FaceTime all the time. I'm sorry to break the bubble, but it's not like that when you grow up and you have kids and, you know, you have jobs and you're busy with whatever. So
Let's know she's making sense because obviously, you know, when you go on with life and you have kids and a career, you obviously like that's your focus and you can't do the same things in high school. Okay, fine. But no one's arguing with that. The thing is that her life isn't the same as like a regular person's because she is a vlogger. She's on social media. She makes a lot of money, and her and Oscar just come and go as they please. So those rules don't apply to them because they can come and go whenever they want, anywhere they want. They really can. Isn't necessary to pick apart every single sentence. Well, I mean, I overanalyze on this channel, so you don't gotta watch it.
But yes, I have not had any type of falling out with these people. I know YouTube just like really, my fans just really want there to be some tea, and there's just.
I mean, I will say that people do like the tea and drama, but I wouldn't say that's just they want that. They're just curious because her and Karen were like best friends and engaged with each other so much on social media. And then what happened? You know what I mean? They just stopped. And then she pretends like everything's okay. And Karen did too, but it wasn't. They were just lying. And it was just, I don't know. It was like a code, you know, a YouTuber code, not to talk crap about each other. But I guess that ship sailed a little bit ago, huh?
Actually, I shouldn't say people who genuinely care about us, but like, you know, the people that watch for drama, they want that. And I see it. I'm not gonna lie, I watch drama channels. It's interesting.
Ragging on people who watch drama channels, but admit she watch drama channels. Make it make sense.
But you're not going to get that here because I'm just not that type of person. Even friendships that I don't have anymore are not ones that have had some crazy falling out. That is definitely not the case.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that's not the case. You know, and Alyssa said the same thing on her channel when she addressed her and Kyra, talking about how, like, you're not going to find the drama here, guys. There's no drama. We just grew apart. But it's a lie. You know, I don't believe they just grew apart. If you listen to, like, you just go watch my video that I broke down what Alyssa was talking about, because with Alyssa's words, it just, there's a lot more to than just growing apart. You know, it's more like coming to terms that Kyra, you know, is a bad friend and that they're not really friends anymore, you know? And I'm not, there may have not been a falling out with that. I definitely believe there was a falling out between her and Karen. Not saying that anything was crazy, but it's just, there's more to it than that. Always more to it than that. And Oscar's like drunken Instagram live prove that, because obviously Karen had a little pimped up, you know, or built up anger, you know? She wanted to express that. And obviously she's talking crap behind Kira's back to Corinna, because look what Corinna said. You know, she said that she's a really crappy friend, but just not so nice like I just said it.
So to answer that, yes, I'm sorry if you came here for something different. You're not going to get it. We are still friends. Do we talk every day? Absolutely not.
They weren't friends at this point in time. Just letting you know. I think the last time they were like engaging with each other heavily on social media or in each other's vlogs was like that one time, not the last time, but like the other time a couple of years ago when Alyssa went to New York. And that was a while ago. That was before this.
Do I talk to anybody every single day? No. Do I talk to my closest friends, my family? No. If I could talk to no one in a day, I gladly would, because I need like a minute, you know?
And look, I'm not saying that she has to talk to everybody every day, because you don't. But when somebody's reaching out and you haven't talked to them in a while, then maybe just talk to them. A simple text is nothing. It's 10 seconds of your life, man. Especially like she's not as busy as she claims. She might be more busy now, but she wasn't, you know, as busy back then. You know, Oscar did all the editing. What was she doing? She wasn't holding the vlog camera. She had somebody else doing it for her too. So
anyways, I've had long-term friends turn on me for having kids. I don't necessarily think it's turning on. I mean,
yeah, that doesn't really apply to Kyra, because she met Karen and Alyssa through social media and had her kids at the time. You know? So that does not even apply to Kyra at all. It's just, you know, Kyra's a crappy friend, man. She's really, really toxic. And I don't know, man. That's just all there is to it. And she will deny it. And there's people that will still deny it too. But she really is. And that's not even have to do. I mean, I guess it's very similar to who she's in a or her just being in a relationship with her. It's like, it doesn't matter if it's a friendship or a relationship. It's the same, man.
I don't know your exact situation or those friends, obviously, but it's very hard. Like when you become a parent, it's no longer about you or your friends. It doesn't matter if you want to talk to your friends.
Oh yeah. And a side note, like I was saying, that Kyra like met Alyssa and Karen through social media when she had her children already. So when she talks about, oh, we're busy with life, they vlog their life. They vlog their vacations. What are they busy with? They literally had Alyssa come over all the time. It used to be like that. And they used to go back and forth between like KK and Baby J. So when they were busy with life, doing what? You know? Like maybe now, sure. But for the longest time, they're just vloggers. They vlog their day and they go on vacations. What are they busy with? Nothing.
If your kids are demanding more, you have to give that to them, you know? And
they had nannies too. So on top of everything else, they had nannies. So these still don't apply.
That's what I'm really trying to learn is just like boundaries. Like I should be able to have time with my friends and Oscar or whatever it is, like time with myself. I mean,
boundaries. I've noticed this with okbaby. They talk about boundaries like within the relationship. You don't have boundaries within your relationship. I mean, you can be like a like a sex life or something like that, but like boundaries is a weird, like a really weird word to use like while in a relationship with somebody when talking about like your life because like you're like you guys were together for 7 years. It's weird for you to say that you should have boundaries, like, and then pertain to like, oh, I should have me time. That's not boundaries. That's like, hey, I need some me time. Like, I get it, but I don't know, man. Boundaries is such a weird word.
literally, like I can't go to the bathroom by myself. And people know this. This is like a common thing. So it's not, I wouldn't say they turned on you. I think that they're just trying to navigate their way through parenthood.
They were able to navigate the parenthood fairly easy, especially because they made so much money. So again, it doesn't apply.
And sometimes that means you lose people and people you don't want to lose or don't mean to lose. I've been told
All their friends used to come over and watch their kids or be in the vlogs. This doesn't make any sense.
I'm too nice and tend to get walked all over. I struggle with sticking up for myself, especially in friendships. I know people like this. People very close to me are like this. It's hard not to because when you want the friendship bad enough, you put up with a lot. But don't forget, I think
Like I was just saying, is that there's people out there like that were friends with Kyra that probably put up with a lot of her crap until they couldn't do it anymore.
you just want the friendship, maybe not that person. And when you want a decent friendship or a good friendship, which you deserve, you are not going to find it with that person if they're being toxic. So don't
It's so like off-putting coming from her.
waste your time. Be done with them. Go find other friends that are going to value you as much as you value them. Now, at the same time, make sure you're giving what you're expecting. You know,
She's talking about yes men, but the fact that she's like, make sure you're giving what you're expecting, guys. Make sure that you're putting in the work too. Make sure you're going with their needs as well. Karen didn't even understand why Kyra wasn't like texting her back and was told by somebody else, like another party, a third party, as to why Kyra's not talking to her. Kyra couldn't even like comfort her friend.
what I mean? I feel like it's so like it's almost human nature to want and to need and think about what you expect. But don't forget to do those things for other people.
This is the same person who like didn't put any work into her relationships or friendships, like at all.
At the same time. You know what I mean? You're right. My friends don't want me anymore because I do not chill with them every day. Yes, this has been my biggest struggle with friendships forever. Is literally never in my life have I been the type that likes to constantly have contact. That's just not who I am.
Dude, it's not like it's not it's just so easy to do that. And I find it so funny. She says this, but like is on social media. If you don't want to have constant contact with people, then like why are you on social media? Why did you start a family channel? Why do you have a community? It makes no sense. But you call these people your family, you know? Didn't they have like a word for their community? I don't even remember what it was.
I think because of my upraising, I actually am the opposite. I really want to not talk every day. And many of my closest friends, I talk to, well, if they live here in Utah, or like Hannah, you know, she's one of my best friends.
Not anymore. Nope. That's done too.
I work with her, and so I obviously see her on a more regular basis, but on a friend basis, I really don't see her that often. Although we do our game nights, so I guess that's pretty often. And Kyla, obviously, I see her on game nights. But friends that don't live here, like for instance, I'm trying to think of like Jessica. From Jess Fam, I am friends with her and I talk to her like once every 6 months. And that to me still is a friendship. Or I have.
Again, you don't have to visit somebody or talk to them every day. Like, I have friends I haven't seen in years. And, some of them aren't even really friends anymore because we grew apart. And of course, her and Jess are going to be friends. They're going to act like everything's okay. They don't have any beef. Jess doesn't have any expectations with Kyra. You know what I mean? They did the Nashville thing and they'll do that. Didn't they go on somewhere else last year too? Or this year, whatever it was. But, Jess Fam is also like really crap person too. So not a flex.
I have a friend Joey that I talk to, same thing, like once every 6 to 9 months, and we're still as close as we were, but we don't need that constant talking and hanging out, and that is okay. That is okay. I don't know why that's so hard for people to wrap their minds around.
Well, that's because some people like to, if they have friends, they want people who are going to actually, be friends with them, like do things together. I mean, like I said, I have some friends that I could see now and be, perfectly cool with some ex-coworkers and stuff like that. But like a lot of my friends are gone now because we just, we went on with our lives and that's fine. But that's what she wants to act like, is that she went on with her life. It makes sense if she wasn't like friends with people in high school anymore because she moved on with her life. Like that makes sense. But a lot of her friends that we're talking about, she met on social media and then they were just like cut off. So again, doesn't apply. Yes, I think it was their manager, the trip to Jess. Yeah.
Friendships are not defined by how often you speak. I have people that I speak to every day that I would not hang out with at home, that I would not be very good friends with. So that doesn't.
It's funny she says this because, like, didn't she say with Oscar, I think it was in the podcast she had with Hannah, when her, Preston, and Hannah and Oscar were all on that podcast together. And she's somebody who said that she prefers, I mean, I guess is more pertaining to like relationships, but she's somebody who prefers like words, like rather than like actions, but I don't know, it's just so weird for her to say that you need to put work and effort into a friendship, but then, and that's what defines a friendship, but then she says that you don't have to do that to have friends. So I don't know, man. It just doesn't make any sense.
Define that. I feel like sometimes my anxiety makes me flaky and I isolate myself. With someone with anxiety, do you ever struggle with that? Sorry, I'm rereading the question. Sometimes I read it but don't process it. I feel like sometimes it makes me and isolate myself with some of the things. I think for me, I haven't struggled with that only because I'm the opposite, where in order to feel better, I need like more human interaction, like those social things. So I can't necessarily relate, but I think what I've learned through OCD, the best thing is facing that anxiety, because then you will teach your body all about how that it wasn't as scary as you thought, or there was no reason to be so anxious. You know what I mean? Like that anxiety that you're building up in your mind about going and hanging out.
Why would she have anxiety about hanging out with somebody? I thought she said that she was just peachy with people, like they, haven't been apart.
It's not real. Not that the anxiety is not real. Obviously that's real. What you're anxious about is not real. And 9 times out of 10, I'm no therapist or psychology expert, but 9 times out of 10, you're probably having anxiety over having anxiety. It sucks. It's stupid. I hate it. Let's see. Will you do game nights virtually with friends that live far away? I wouldn't say no, but it's just a little bit harder, and I feel like you don't have the same dynamic.
I don't know why I kept that one in. I cut that out.
Somebody said, I guess because y'all weren't liking each other's pictures. Oh my God. I literally can't with the internet sometimes, you guys. I really hope that a friendship isn't based off of that, because for me, that is not. I like literally rarely like things. I like TikToks because that way it's saved so that I can show off.
So, but it was true though. You know what I mean? This wasn't that long ago. Like I said, this was like a year ago. And then it was 6 months when I think it was like officially, maybe like, I don't know, maybe like 6 to 8 months later, it was like officially they weren't friends. Like they, people knew. But it's just so funny because they just think we're all stupid, man, that it's about patterns, like pattern of behavior. Like we can see that you guys engage with each other every single day, and even if you don't, you still do it, and then you just cut each other off and stop and don't talk to each other and don't see each other in years. And Qua goes off to Utah to see the new baby, but Karen stays home. Like, it's obvious. So, and she can pretend all she wants, but later on she admits that they weren't friends. And in this timeline, it's still there.
Oscar. I don't like them for any other reason. Like, the only reason I like things is to go back and view it later, like if it's a recipe or something. So I'm not the type of person. Yeah, no, that's just silly. Not that I need to explain myself. I definitely don't. There's a reason I never address this. It's because there's just no need. And I feel like people just want something that's not there,
No, it's just that people want to know why you guys aren't talking to each other anymore or engaging. And hello, you guys created content based around each other. You guys would clickbait each other on your channels and whatever, and do videos with each other, and have your kids play together. That's why, like, Karen and Kwa clickbaited or used your kids last time Oscar went over there, so that they can make more money and get more views. That's what y'all do with each other. And then when you just stop it randomly, people are curious as to why. And then you can't blame them when you build this like parasocial relationship with them and they wonder why you and Karen aren't your friends anymore. And when they liked you guys being friends, you cannot be mad at people for asking questions about something that y'all created. That's asked backwards.
I feel like if you don't speak, you stop being friends with people. I think a lot of people feel this way, but what I've come to learn is that's definitely not true.
No, I could see it being true. I mean, obviously, like, one day you'll see them. Like, I haven't seen, some of my family members, in a while, and haven't talked to them in a while. But I know, around holidays, it's going to be fine, right? Okay. But it's different when you just don't talk to somebody for a while. Like, again, if you have a coworker, right, and you become friends, and then you move on to another job, and then you still might text that coworker for a little bit, but then you just grow apart. And then again, if that didn't happen, then you would just grow apart, right? Like, you would grow apart if you didn't talk to each other. That's just how it works.
There will be, and there is people in your life who you could not talk to for a long period of time. And when you talk again, it feels like you just talked yesterday. And I think those are the friendships that are lifelong, because
Yeah. The reason why she's saying this is because if she doesn't talk to them or engage with them whatsoever, then they don't receive any of her BS and they can't see her for what she is.
it's very rare that throughout your life and all the changes you go through, whether you have kids or not, it's very hard to keep in contact all the time.
It's not hard. I'm not saying like you have to, message everybody, but it's not that hard. It takes a few seconds. You have time to post on social media, just useless garbage, right? You have a week without your children. I mean, now at least. What's stopping you from contacting your friends? You took time to say happy birthday to a random hairdresser that you only met through Alyssa, an acquaintance, but you won't say anything to Alyssa on social media. It doesn't make sense. It is not consistent. Kyra is like one of the most inconsistent people I've ever seen on this platform.
But I think that also comes with learning because, to be honest, in high school and like when I was younger, I for sure thought, like, I craved that movie friendship where you have like eight girls, they all get along really great together, and they all, which that's never, I mean, there, that definitely exists. I wish I could have that. And we all crave that, you know, we all.
Well, you wish you could have it, but you're the toxic friend who just like deters everybody away. You had a group of friends in high school. And I know obviously you grew apart, but from what it sounds like, y'all grew apart in high school because of what you were doing, like facilitating Oscar's relationships with them and trying to get with them and then getting in fights with them over Oscar. Come on, Kyra.
all want a community of people, and we want that, you know, like game night where 85 people come over. But I think
This is the same person who doesn't like talking to people, apparently. She wants 85 people to come over and play game nights.
sometimes with everything in life, stopping and appreciating what you do have in front of you is always a good reminder.
Yeah, and so what does she do? She cheats on Oscar, and then she screws over her best friend Hannah, Preston as well, and then gets with Preston and screws over Oscar all at the same time. And then continue and then tells her community to like F off.
Your husband becomes your best friend. Yes, that is why it's so important that you marry the person that can be your best friend. And
Because that's what she did, right? Oscar's her best friend. That's why she did what she did.
that is and will be your best friend, because they will be. Do you get anxiety meeting up with friends you haven't seen in years? Absolutely. Yes. Oh my God. Even friends I haven't seen in a few months, I do get nervous again.
But you know, she cannot see them for years, and they'll just be fine. Like they never seen, like they never were never apart or something.
And it's like always kind of awkward for a second, but then it's fine and it's so much fun. Do you always host game night? Most of the time, yes, but I prefer to. I really like to. It also is very hard because I have 4 kids and we do drink on game nights, and I would not feel comfortable like driving home drunk with my kids, obviously. Even one glass. I know a lot of people say like you can have one glass of wine or one beer or whatever, but I
Who says that? Don't. If you think that, don't think that. That's horrible. That's dangerous.
am like not like that. I just feel too paranoid. So it's just easier at my house, and they have their bedrooms, they can go to bed. It's just, yeah, it's easier. I see a lot of comments just like friends blaming other friends, you don't really want to hang out, or dropping friends because you're busy. I don't know. I just think it's just like kind of like a boyfriend or a girlfriend or just a partner in general. Friendships, there's more bad ones than good ones out there, right? You're going to find more friendships you don't like than you do like, most likely.
But that's only because one of those people within the relationship or friendship is toxic.
Everything's situational, obviously, but it's hard to find those friends that are going to support you in times and situations like that. But you'll find them. And if you just get rid of, that's such a bad term, but like drop toxic friends, you'll have room to allow those good friends in. One thing
That's what she that's what she wants to do. She wants to drop all the toxic people, quote unquote, right? Because she's the toxic one, but she wants to drop all of them so that she can get yes men in her life. She's literally literally said this before, and I think it was the podcast with Hannah. And Hannah was a little weird for saying this too, because she was agreeing, saying that you want friends that will support you no matter what, even at your worst. So basically, is that Kyra could cheat on Oscar, and she would want her friends to support her. That's toxic. Like, no, don't do that.
though that Oscar and I have always said, if we have a bunch of shitty friends, what are we doing wrong?
Again, Kyla, Alyssa, Karen, Hannah, the list goes on. All of them could not have been toxic. So what does that mean? Oscar's still friends with all those people. I mean, I don't know if he's friends with Alyssa anymore, but I'm assuming nothing went wrong. Kyra and Alyssa were more friends than Oscar and Alyssa or whatever. But point is that Oscar's still friends with all of them, maybe aside from Alyssa. But he's still friends with all of them. So if we're looking at it from like a logical standpoint, maybe, just maybe, Kyra's the toxic one.
Right? Because you can only blame other people for so long. Am I shitty? And that's why I'm attracting shitty friends. And I feel like
Yeah, that's exactly what's happening.
that has just doing that. And again, in life in general, looking and reflecting on yourself is so beneficial. Like I can't even say that enough. What do you think of friends of the opposite sex while you're in a relationship? What are the boundaries there? I'm not gonna lie. I know some people are gonna be like, oh my god, Oscar could not have a close friend that is the opposite sex. There's no way, because at one point in time,
Okay.
Oscar was my friend, and then we had 4 kids. So I just don't really, I don't want to say that doesn't exist. I'm sure it does, and I know that some people are great at making that work or whatever, but I don't like it. I don't feel comfortable
That's our own insecurities, and this is somebody who was found cuddling up to another guy.
with it. Maybe it's my own insecurities. I'm not sure, but no. No way. And it also, I mean, okay, let's also explain, like, Oscar's friends with Kyla, Oscar's friends with Hannah.
And I don't know if Oscar's still friends with Hannah, but probably.
But they're not going out just them two. Like if Oscar's like, me and Hannah are going for drinks, I'd be like, the fuck you are? Like, no, I don't know. That's just weird to me.
But why, Kyra? You can do what you wanted, right? Why can't Oscar do that? I mean, you're the one making it weird.
So, and it goes both ways. Like if I told Oscar like that I was gonna go
Cuddle up to another guy behind his back? Is that what she was gonna say?
to dinner with like one of his friends, he'd be like, actually, I don't think Oscar would say no. I think he would just be like, why? That's weird. So, yeah. I think they
Well, if he's gonna say no, then obviously he's not the insecure one.
be friends with them, and I think they can like them. Like, you know, Oscar does really like hanging out with Hannah and with Kyla and my other friends, but like he wouldn't go. You know what? Do you see what I'm saying? Okay, I'm done with that. But no, I would never. But I don't want to. I don't want to imply that that means if your boyfriend or whatever is friends with another girl, that's what's happening. Because again, everything is situational. I don't know. Maybe he's one of those unique people that, not even unique. I do think a lot of people can make it work. And
A lot of people can if you're not insecure. I mean, there's the whole thing about how like you just it's trusting your partner. My wife doesn't trust other girls because other girls are weird, right? But she trusts me. So she knows that, if I go to the gym or whatever and like a girl approaches me in public, like she knows, she trusts me that I'm going to handle it. And that's with anybody within our life as well.
truthfully, maybe he is, but I think I just wouldn't feel comfortable with it. My husband and I have a rule to not be alone with the opposite sex. Don't put the temptation there. Nothing good comes from it. Absolutely, I agree.
Here's the thing. If there's temptation involved, it's a little weird. That means you're not 100% like secure in your relationship, because if you're with somebody and there's an opposite gender and you feel temptation, then obviously your partner isn't giving you what you want. So
I'm the same way. I hate when people say it's toxic to be that way. I just think one thing that I've learned
it's toxic.
is, I mean, there is toxic relationships for sure.
Yeah, like yours and Oscar's.
Like there definitely is, but there's like things, again, that there's like this weird growing stage, right, from like 17 to like, I don't know, I'm still in it, so hopefully it ends soon. But like there's this weird stage in life in your early 20s and late like teens, that and mid 20s, I'm mid 20s now, oh my gosh, where you're like figuring out how to be healthy in a relationship and all that. And it can be really difficult. Like, I'm a very controlling person.
Well, I guess there you go. She admits it. She's controlling. From the horse's mouth.
I like to be in control. I think because, again, in my childhood, I was never in control. I had a really toxic is the word, childhood that was not very good. And so as I grew older, I felt the need in order to cope with my traumas. I don't like to use that word because I think that is like such a strong word, but in order to cope with my traumas, I feel that controlling the situation helped. So therefore I developed like controlment issues, and now I have to always be the one in control, and that's not a good thing. And
No, because she went out of control.
I do recognize that. So I'm always trying my hardest to not be that way towards Oscar, because I do trust him. And I'm not talking about like cheating trust. I'm talking about just like everything in life.
How's she gonna talk about cheating trust, man? Not when she cheated. Acting like she wouldn't cheat on him, but did with some random, and then screws over Hannah with Preston and gets with him. Just come on, man. Seriously?
So anyways, I don't remember where I was going with that. But yeah, the 20s is a weird stage, I think I was saying. My only friends are women, so that would never work for me. I think it's case by case. I do agree. I mean, I definitely think it's situational, like I said. Everything is situational. I can't speak for the exact situation, but I just know in my situation, no way. Are you in a toxic relationship now? Absolutely not. I don't think so, at least.
So, hey, what's up, Stephanie? So, I love that she said this because remember, this is the middle of 2021. And in December 2021, she stated that for the past year, she was, thinking like about leaving Oscar, or just, negative thoughts about Oscar or whatever. And here she is saying that she's not in a toxic relationship, but she's halfway through that year of thinking that she was in a toxic relationship. So a little bit of projection and deflection going on here, and she's just lying. I mean, maybe she just wanted to tell the world a big old lie. I mean, it wouldn't shock me. She's a family vlogger, so they just lie about everything. But it's just, you literally broke up with Oscar like 6 months later because you have a toxic relationship. Wow.
And I think I know Oscar would say the same, because we've talked about this.
But apparently Oscar was on board, like, with her thoughts, saying that they were like stagnant or whatever, which makes no sense.
I constantly feel and think to myself, like, I am so grateful that I have the opportunity that I have. I mean, we fight, like, let's not be silly here. We do argue. There's things that drive me nuts about him. There's things about me that drive him nuts. But I really feel grateful for the friendship that we have. And I feel like
she talks about the friendship that they had, but they never did anything with each other.
Friendship is like the most important thing in a relationship. Like, in my opinion, any two people can have sex, but
they weren't even having sex. It was like months when they broke up. It was like months before, like, when they had sex. And then if they just had, just because if they had sex, like, somewhere in between that time, one time, it's like, how long did they wait before that too,
For two people to feel like best friends and want to be around each other all the time and want to experience life together, like, that's hard to find. And the fact that I've found that at such a young age, I feel so grateful for.
See, this is the kind of crap that I'm talking about, man. Because her and Oscar didn't do anything together, like, ever. Sometimes they would go like on a family vacation or what, but they never did anything together. And they talked about how they couldn't even stand being in the same room. They had to, like, she had to move out because they couldn't stand being near each other. And now Oscar, like, wants nothing to do with her. Like, he's trying to cut it off. She said, like, what, in one of her videos, saying that if Oscar could give her the house away for free, because he just wants it done. Yeah, that's because he wants to cut ties. And in the video where they're talking about the end of okbaby, Oscar says that their only tie left is the kids. And he's happy about that.
And I see, especially on TikTok, I see all these relationships where, like, somebody found out something about their spouse or whatever. And I'm just so grateful that I don't have to deal with that, So I would say definitely not. Who are your relationship goals? You guys are mine. Oh, I love you. I don't know. That's really hard.
That's because you didn't really have a good relationship. I mean, you should have said having a good relationship, but you already, dug your own grave by saying that you have like an amazing partner or whatever.
I don't know. I've never really had that thought. I don't know. That's such a good question. I need to think on that and come back to you. Does your childhood trauma affect the kids? I think in certain ways, yes, because
Yeah. Look what she did, just the way she handled the breakup was so horrible. I mean, they weren't even gonna and Oscar didn't handle it well either. They weren't even gonna tell the kids about the breakup until some point in time. Eventually they found out, but like how? I mean, while the kids didn't know in like the breakup Q&A, you can see the kids in the background, like behind them, whispering in on what's going on. At that time, they didn't know. Like, that's on both of them, not just Kyra. Like that's on both. But you know, I would say that Kyra has projected a little bit of her past trauma onto her family.
it affects me and my parenting in a good way. I do think that I am a much better parent because of the things that I went through. But I also feel like some things I may be a little over paranoid about, which does affect the kids in a negative way. So
Yeah, and that's why she, interrupted, like in a big way, the stability of her life and household.
I think yes, but not in a terrible way or anything. Did Karina love you as much as she does in the beginning, or as much as she did in the beginning?
My guess is not so much anymore.
I don't think so. I don't think it was a personal thing though. When Karina and I met, we only knew each other for like literally weeks before I was pregnant. And so I actually met her in middle school, but she doesn't remember that. And I mean, like, that was so long ago. And I was just his friend at the time, and it was like a really quick encounter. But so then doesn't really count. But when she met me when I was his girlfriend, she met me like a few times, then I was pregnant already. And so she kind of was like just so stressed that I was pregnant that it didn't really, I don't think it was like a personal thing. I think it was just situational. But yeah. Do you think your girls will ever want to do sports? I hope so. They are in,
I'm gonna skip that part because I don't know why this is in here. I thought I cut that part out too.
pretty entertaining. A
Oh, here
lot
we
of
go.
it for one conversation at the house and on our way home, and then we had the conversation one more time after that. And since then, he seems better. And
Oh yeah, this.
friend at the time, and it was like a really quick encounter. But relationships where like somebody found out something about their when she met me when I was his girlfriend, she met me like I really wasn't expecting what he felt even the first time, and I don't. Is Levi still upset about the house? I don't think so, but I haven't really brought it up to him because I don't want to like ignite feelings. Like I really wasn't expecting what he felt even the first time, and I don't want to like drag it on, you know?
So I believe that she's talking about like the Cali house when they had it or whatever, like them getting the house or selling the house. I don't know what it was at the time, but it was something based around there, and he was like upset about that. And she, I love how she talks about how she doesn't want to like ignite, his same sadness again, but then a few months later does it, but in a much, much bigger and hurtful way.
We kind of had the conversation at the house and on our way home, and then we had the conversation one more time after that. And since then, he seems better. And yeah, I don't like want to bring it back up. If you guys are still asking if I'm still friends with certain people, I'm gonna save this and you can rewatch it and get the answer and the details to the drama. What do you think of community?
Both of their families went to the same place for the last vacation. They're like, really? Like, were they vacationing together? That would be weird.
Channels? Okay, this is gonna be my last question because this is a good one. What do you think of commentary channels, drama channels that are against family vloggers?
Now we know she likes my channel, apparently. Maybe not so much anymore because I've gone harder. But last time when I actually engaged with Kyra, she said she liked my channel. Not a flex. Nothing to be proud of, though.
Sometimes they have a right to be. I totally understand that. There's definitely some people on YouTube that shouldn't be on YouTube.
Hey, was that a judgment, Kyra? Because we're told we're jealous haters. So you get to decide that there's people out there that don't belong online. But when we do, we're wrong. Seems a little biased and hypocritical if you ask me.
But those people who make videos about me specifically, girl, those are some entertaining videos. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, they're pretty entertaining.
Just talking about mine.
A lot of it, for one, is just like such bullshit and so far-fetched that it's kind of like you're watching a reality show, and then you realize they're talking about you, and you're like, wait, I'm confused here.
I love how she says it's BS, but the videos are literally like broken down from her own channel. Just like with this, man. We break things down that she says and that she does. These are her behaviors and actions. We just call it out. She just doesn't like it. She admitted that when we were engaging with each other, that she doesn't want to watch the ones on mine because they're going to hurt her little feelings.
Yeah, I'm confused. So, yeah, I don't really care. I get it. They're trying to make it on YouTube, and they think that that's their calling, that's their way, that's the content they want to make.
Yeah, calling out child exploitation. Absolutely.
And that's completely fine. No judgment to them. I know who I am as a parent, and I know who my intentions.
We literally saw you vlog for like the past 7 years. We know you as well.
And I know all of that stuff. So I am not worried about something that's not true. I'm not worried about something that people don't really fully understand. So
I love that how when vloggers say stuff like this, that, oh, I know who I am. They're just, saying some far-fetched things, but they never actually say what we're saying and break that down. No, they just call us like low-life losers and leave it at that.
I feel pretty confident in the way that we vlog as a family channel. And yeah, I feel like, yeah, I just feel secure in what I believe in and all that. So
that's because of the money. It brings in a lot of money. That's why Kyra cried in that "Okay Baby is done" video or ends video, because she wasn't sad because that was all the ties cut with Oscar. No, it was the money. She even said in that video that she feels better because they both have YouTube or are still doing YouTube. So she literally admitted that it was because of money.
I don't really get bothered. I think there was one video back.
She does get bothered by it. She said that she doesn't want to watch the videos on her. She called my channel factual and truthful, but wants to avoid the videos on her. It's 2 + 2.
In our first year of YouTube, I don't even remember what it was about, but I do remember that it had upset me. But I think it was like the first time that we'd ever had a video made about us, and it was just like kind of sad that somebody would like shit on you like that. But now that we've been doing this for a little while, and we've had quite a few people do it, I honestly just like have to feel honored that they feel the need to put my name in their title to get views.
I kind of felt like this was like a little condescending, her to say this, using my name, bro. You use other people's names too, okay? You use KK Baby J's, you use other people. They all do the same thing. Y'all milk each other for views and clout, for money, okay? Don't act like we're doing anything different. I mean, well, we are, because we don't exploit children. We just, exploit your BS and call you out, and you don't like it. They had separate cabins, but same place. That's weird, man. That's really weird. That's super awkward. I don't understand these people.
So I'm like, like I said, I'm just, I guess, honored that they would do that. I want to tell you guys about a funny comment. This is a hate comment that was hilarious. You guys know some of these hate comments I get a kick out of.
I'm pretty sure it's not a hate comment and it's just blame.
It was like last week or something, and somebody said, this whole video or something like this whole video was the stupidest video I watched or something like that. And I thought that was so funny because they put like the entire video or the whole video or something. And it made me just think like, so you watched the whole thing? You watched the whole thing, but it was so bad, huh?
You kind of have to watch the whole thing to, see if the whole thing is bad.
I barely make it through good videos. Videos I like, I barely make it all the way through. Okay.
Man, Kyra's just like one big walking contradiction, isn't she? Sorry, I'm stuttering. My mouth is dry. But that's all I got for now, guys. I was going to hop on here. It's already been an hour. Wow. But thank you for tuning in. Like the video if you enjoyed. Comment down below. Appreciate you guys. I got to 9K. We're at 9K now. That's insane. That's insane. Sorry, Tony. I'm about to leave. You know, we're about to go. Yeah, I'm gonna pop this up. Yeah, I'm about to leave because we just finished that whole video. Been here for like an hour. I should be doing. Yeah, I should be doing a live again soon though. I have another one planned. My schedule has like dramatically changed, like hardcore. So I'm only like creating content for the most part, anyways. Trying to get everything like recorded and done on the weekends because my week is really really tight. Because I do a bunch of different things to make money. So I'm busy a lot of the week now. But doesn't mean the content's going to stop. I'm feeling good, feeling healthy again, and I'll be creating a lot more. But streams will probably only be on the weekends, and then I should have a full list of videos this week. Oh, sorry, you're sick. Yeah, I'll let you know. You can DM me on Instagram. But I hope you feel better too, by the way. But yeah, I'll have another stream next Saturday, I believe. Actually, I think I'm streaming tomorrow. I think tomorrow, it's nothing crazy though. I think tomorrow I'm just gonna stream and do a chit chat with my subs and whatnot. Maybe like a 9K celebration or whatever. But anyways, like I said, like the video if you guys enjoy. Comment down below. Subscribe if you're new, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Again, this week coming is going to be a full week of content. So, I'll catch you guys later.